guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today we're doing another 24-hour readathon. Well, today and tomorrow. We're going to do as much as we can today and then the rest of the time tomorrow. Normally I do like 12 hours and 12 hours. It's probably going to be around about the same again this time. It is currently, don't mind Ilya on my phone screen, it is currently just before 8:30. I was meant to start this like 25 minutes ago, but my camera, it turns out, wasn't charged. So it's only on 28% right now. It's fine, we'll make it work. If I go past the 12 hours today, that's great. If I don't, that's fine also. It's gonna be a little bit of a continuing series I'm in the middle of a video as well, because my TBR seems to be all continuing series. Currently, I have 3 books I've picked out here. We have Crossed by Emily McIntyre, which is on my TBR this month. We have Juniper Hill by Daphne Perry, which is also on my TBR this month. And we have The Wild Card by Stephanie Archer, which is the next book in the Vancouver Storm series. It's not on my TBR, but I just got it and I had forgotten it was coming out. It was just a happy coincidence in Waterstones that it was there. So we have these 3. We also have potentially the next set of the Crown of Nyaxia series. So I think I'm meant to start with Slaying the Vampire Conqueror and then go into Songbird and the Heart of Stone. So maybe we'll try and do Slaying the Vampire Conqueror today or tomorrow, some point in the next 24 hours. I'm going to start with Crossed because it's been on my TBR for so long. I haven't read this series since 2024. These are they're not even interconnected standalones, they're just standalones, but in an overarching series. The series being the Never After series, where it's like twisted fairy tales. They've taken fairy tales and given them a dark romance turn, but none of the characters between books know each other, none of the worlds are even the same, none of the timelines are even similar, so it's just they are fully standalone, so it doesn't really matter that I've left it so long to continue. So yeah, this is the book we're going to start with. So let's get downstairs, let's get cozy, and let's start the timer. I'm just going to do it as like a stopwatch rather than a timer, just since I'm going to go for as long as I can. It's actually still a little bit dark in here because it's really overcast today. But I'm just happy on a morning when I leave for work it's light, so I can't complain. Anyway, let's start the stopwatch. So yeah, another picture of Ilya, okay, leave me alone. We're nearly 2 hours in. I have listened to the odd chapter of the audiobook on Spotify, like while I had food, and I'm not loving the audiobook. I quite like the voice actor for Amaya. I don't like the voice actor for Cade because he just doesn't sound like a sexy man like you would want. Like the French accent's fine, but it doesn't feel like a good French accent. But also, when I'm reading in Cade's point of view, I still don't like him, but at least I can imagine him a little bit sexier in his intentions and just everything. But when I hear the audiobook and I hear the man, like when we're in Cade's point of view and his, again, in my opinion, not sexy male main character voice, and then you're in his point of view as well, he is the biggest ick. It's not even funny. I'm 130-ish pages in so far in that 2 hours, and yeah, I don't like the male main character. I don't like Cade because he's just creepy. He's so creepy. And like, don't get me wrong, I enjoy a stalker romance when done right. But it's because this man is like, I must kill, I have a monster inside me, but I do it in the name of God, I have to kill demons. And at first I was like, wait, are there actual demons in this? And now I'm like, no, it's just this man, it's an actual psychopath who murders people because in his mind it's like, they have demons, I have to kill them to rid them of their demons. That's not really how it works. As far as I'm aware, in the eyes of God, if you've not atoned in life, you're not just suddenly going to be sent to heaven. So you've just killed someone and sent them to hell for what their sins are because you've not given them a chance to atone and end up in heaven. So you're not freeing them of their demons, you're sending them to eternal damnation. And then I don't like him because he's in his head told himself he's killing in the name of God. And listen, me and religion have we're not going to go into that, but there's a lot I disagree with Christianity. I'm happy for anyone to practice whatever religion they feel they identify with, whatever, and I feel so happy for people who do feel a deep connection with religion, how it gives them like hope and strength and what's the word, like I don't know, just a feeling of like serenity and like in the grand scheme of things everything's gonna be okay. What is the word I'm thinking of? And it's gone. Anyway, I'm happy for people to do that, to experience that. I'm so happy for people when they get to experience that because I know a lot of religious people myself who really feel this word is, I can't say what I'm trying to say without the word. It's like a sense of peace, I guess. I don't know, it's still not the word I'm trying to say. I don't care what religion people practice or if they do it all. I don't care. It's their lives. If it's keeping them happy, it doesn't bother me. I don't like when people use religion to hurt other people. I don't like when people use religion as an excuse to be a horrible person. That's where I have a problem with. So I have a massive like, listen, if he's gonna, I've read dark romances where the guy kills people. That is fine. I'm not above that in my MMCs, okay? I like Dave Meadows. He killed people because they were bad people and he was like, I will be your judgment day, essentially. And so I like when my MMCs, this has gone in a really weird direction. If the MMC is going to be a killer, I like them to be a killer with integrity and without putting it on an external reason. They're like, no, I'm killing this person and this is why I'm killing them. It's my belief to do this for myself. And it's not, oh, I have to do this because some deity that may or may not exist that has not actually communicated to me in words that he wants this person dead. And that's why I'm killing. No. I don't like him in the slightest. Don't like him in the slightest. I like the FMC. I feel really bad for her. And I feel really bad for her little brother. Poor kid is just autistic and for the most part non-verbal. His mum has left him as a baby. He's stuck in an awful environment in an awful town being bullied at school and so I'm reading for the female main character. I don't like Kid, so we'll see how it goes. Anyway, nearly 5 hours in. I have about 80 pages left of this. Again, took a break, so I was listening to the audiobook while I've had my lunch and I've just made a matcha. I don't know why I said it like that. Oh, that was a good one. I've made a good one this time, I have to say. I put a little bit more vanilla in than I normally do. And it's good. So, also by the way, I do have a coffee table now. And I'm gonna sit on the floor while I read the last 80 pages. So I am in easy reach of my matcha, but also so I'm not like lying down relaxing. So I don't start falling asleep because I did at about 11 o'clock, I started feeling real sleepy. And I was like, oh no, if I stay lying down, this afternoon now I've eaten and I'm warm and cozy, I am gonna fall asleep. So we're down here. The audiobook. Again, really like the FMC's voice actor. She does a really good, it's not, okay, it isn't duet narration, which is annoying normally, except she's doing his French accent better than the MMC's voice actor. And he is fully French. It's not like he's French but grew up in America. Like, he is French and has only just moved to America. Like, anyway, it's like an Americanized French accent that, I don't know. So I don't mind the audiobook. It's just his voice actor's just not quite there. Yeah, 80 pages left. I still don't like Cade, but he just doesn't feel like a sexy MMC. I don't know what it is. Something about him is lacking, and I think part of it is knowing what the voice actor sounds like for him, in all honesty, because he's just not like sexy. He would be a really good voice actor for like anything not romance. It's just not like a romance narrator voice, if that makes sense. Like, it's just, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. Cade as a character, as we're reading it, still annoys me a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Like, he does something stupid, it ends up coming back on her, and then he has to do another stupid thing to try and fix it. Basically, he makes the exact same mistake he did, and to try and listen, he is not good for her. Neither's this Parker dude. I don't like this Parker, and I feel really bad for her. I want her to move away with her younger brother and Dahlia, and for them to just start new somewhere else where there's no men, because what's the point? They have, however, finally just have sex. So there's that. I don't know how he lasted as long as he did, bearing in mind he has not been inside a vagina in a very long time. So there's been something I've guessed from like the second we were introduced to this character, and I think we're about to find out that I'm right. I knew it. It was just a given. It was a given, wasn't it? That was like the least surprising plot twist ever. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, they were officially as crazy as each other. They're kind of a match made in heaven, so Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, and it has taken me 2.5 hours to read 100 pages. That is not like me at all. Like, I just read a 430 page book in 6 hours. Make it make sense. I think the writing in Cross was quite big, and this is like not the smallest I've read, but quite small for a hardback actually. I read To Be the Crystal Bloom, and I finished that last night, and the writing in that for a hardback was really big. So I was reading that so quickly. So I think it's just, this is feeling slower, partly because there's a lot going on and I feel like I need to really like pay attention to it. Partly because the font is just smaller, so there's more words on a page, so it's taking me longer to read a page, which is fair enough. And also partly because I could fall asleep at any second right now. I feel so sleepy. And I can feel myself taking a lot longer to read a line than it should, purely because like my internal monologue of reading it is quite sluggish. So yeah, it's took me 2.5 hours to read 100 pages. So I'm just under a third of the way through, because this is like 350, just under. It's quite interesting that this is, so it's its own standalone in this series, but it's about the House of Blood, whereas the duet we're going into is the Shadowborn duet, not the Bloodborne duet. This feels like it would be before the Bloodborne duet, so I wonder what is going to happen in this that's going to be relevant in the Shadowborn duet, or I don't actually know when this is taking place in the, I might Google. Oh, okay. So apparently this is taking place roughly parallel to the events of the Ash and the Star-Cursed King. Okay, the characters are mentioned in Songbird and Heart of Stone, if that makes sense. Sorry, but in like the recommended questions in Google, one of them is why are Alyssa and Rose connected? And I was like, isn't that Vampire Academy? I clicked on it. It is a Vampire Academy question. Above that, is Sybil stronger than Damon? As in Vampire Diaries. And then below that, why did they write Giles out of Buffy? So it's all other like vampire related media questions related. That's wasted like 5 minutes of my timer. I'm enjoying it so far. I've enjoyed this whole series so far. I read obviously the Nightborn duet and 6 Scorched Roses, so I loved that novella. So far I'm really enjoying this also, but I'm slightly confused as to what's going on, but not really. Like I've got a good grasp. There's a lot of world building for like the human realm, because currently we are with the House of Blood people, but not the weird guy. The one, oh no, did he die? I read Sip in the Wings of Night and Ash and Star-Cursed King in 2023 and 4, or just 2024, I can't remember. But it's been over a year since I've been in this world, and I can't remember much. We're not following, there was this, begins with an S. He was a really like sleazy, creepy dude from the House of Blood. We're not following him, but now I'm thinking, did he die? I have no idea. I honestly can't remember anything. So we're following, I'm gonna say it's Selena, but it's like Sylina. Selena? I'm calling her Selena. We're following Selena. She is a human, but she's part of this like, everyone else calls it a cult, and she's like, it's not a cult. But basically, when you're a child, you sacrifice your eyesight to this god, and it allows you to see, I can't remember what the god's called. It allows you to see more, but like, it's sense more. Your senses are heightened, but you can't see. It's really strange how she describes it, because she still knows where things are, what things look like, what colour things are. If someone's like pulling a specific expression, like, I don't know, smiling at her or like rolling her eyes, she still can see that, but it's not her eyes that she's seeing that with. It's really weird. And like, they make children do this, so it does sound like a cult, I'm not gonna lie. It does sound like a cult. And they wear like a shroud type thing, very reminiscent of the Night and the Moth. And she is being tasked to, like, their country has just been or attempting to be conquered by Atreus and his like army. I don't know where Atreus is in terms of, he's not a king, I don't believe. Maybe he's just the leader of the king's army, I don't know. But she's like infiltrated their ranks as a seer to try and like get in to then eventually like kill everyone or something like that. I don't know. But I'm really liking Atreus, I'm not gonna lie. We've got no reason not to like him. He seems very reasonable. He's not killing civilians. Anyway, yeah, that's wasted like 10 minutes of my reading time, so let's get back to it. Okay. We're 12 hours in. That is my 12 hours I need to do for the day. It is 9:05 p.m. I am going to keep going until I finish this book. I have roughly 80 pages left. My reading pace has definitely picked up now, and it's all go in the story. So I feel like it should be easy to read this. We'll see. I am going to run for a quick wee break before I continue. It's gotten very dramatic, and yeah, I need a wee before I continue. I feel like I need to go back and reread the ending of the Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, because now I'm confused from what I've forgotten, but also I'm like, we really didn't like Septimus and the Ashes and the Star-Cursed King, yeah? I'm sure we didn't like him. So the fact that Atreus is smiling at him, embracing him, Atreus, I liked you. Don't make me not like you. Well then. We're finished. Okay, we did do... We're at 13 hours, 19 minutes, 1 second... No, 1 minute. I don't know. What are we at? 13 hours, 90 minutes, 1 second and 56 nanoseconds apparently. I need to Google what happened at the end of the Ashes and Star-Cursed King because I feel like an idiot. Okay, I did remember correctly. So this doesn't make sense. Unless it's happened before. Okay, see that's... Oh. Okay. Everything discussing the end of the Ashes and Star-Cursed King is saying the thing that I remember happening happened. And then this shouldn't... and then the next trilogy, the next duology, I can't say much. Anyone who's read this might be able to gather what I'm trying to say from whatever the fuck that was. I'm really confused, and now I'm like, oh, am I gonna have to just go straight into... I have the next 2 books. Am I gonna have to go straight into them tomorrow instead? I'm so confused, it's actually not funny. I'm gonna sleep on it. But all I'm gonna say is there is either a plot hole or something that is yet to be explained for how this person got out of this situation. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, anyway, it is 20 to 11. I have my makeup to take off. I need to write out my review and my reading journal for this. So I'm gonna go, and I will see you tomorrow for the last 10 hours and 40 minutes of this readathon. to chapter 9, page 111 of Juniper Hill. I decided that I was going to go for just really easy, fun reads today to make it easier to kind of keep going with the readathon. And Indigo Rage was a book I found so easy to read in one day. And to be fair, this was on my TBR last month and this month. And I do really want to continue the series, so I thought, you know what, let's go for Juniper Hill. And so far, I am loving this. I will say, so we are currently 15 hours into the overall 24-hour timer. So I have like 8 hours left, and it's currently like 10:05. I did take a half-hour break to get dressed and prepare a nice yogurt and fruit bowl for breakfast. Yeah, really loved Indigo Ridge when I read that. So this one follows a different member of the Edens family. This is Knox, who is the chef at the restaurant, at the hotel. And then we've got Memphis, who is a single mum, who has moved all the way from New York with a 2-month-old baby. I would like to say, they said Winlow from the Facebook has a 2-month-old and is currently pregnant with her next child, and like touched her stomach, and I'm like, okay, if your baby is 2 months old and you're not really meant to be doing anything for the first 6 weeks, how are you at a point of pregnancy where you're telling people that you're pregnant, first of all? Anyway, I'm not going to question. Anyway, yeah, I'm really enjoying this so far. Knox is like really grumpy. He's like, I just want to be on my own. Leave me alone. That's all I want. I just want solitude. I want to come home to a nice, peaceful house. And to be honest with you, I relate. I'm very much someone who is an introvert. I like my own peace and quiet. I like to come home and just be like, oh, I don't have to talk. No one is talking at me. I can just be quiet. I talk all day at work as part of my job, and I am an introvert. It takes a lot of energy out of me to be like talking to patients or hospitals or do you know what I mean? Like, it's just a lot. So it's nice to come home to just quiet and nothing. Don't get me wrong. I can also see it might be nice to come home and, oh, someone's already cooked tea for you, and this, it's, you know, there's pros and cons. Anyway, he's very moody because she is living in this like little loft apartment he's built above his garage because she needed a place to stay to start working as a housekeeper at the hotel. And he's not very happy about it, but he let his sister talk him into it. And yes, he was very grumpy, and at first he was a bit of a dickhead, but he's already mellowed. Like, we're only 100 pages in, it's like 350, if that, pages. He's already started to mellow, and he's already like, I miss her. I want her around. He's started, so the baby is like crying every night. And so poor Memphis has barely had any chance to really rest, and then she's going to work, tired, coming home, got a baby, all on her own, like, and then he's been going and rocking the baby to sleep and talking to the baby to get him to go to sleep so that she's not up for hours and hours and hours during the night with a crying baby. And I think, so there's clearly been some history of him having a baby, but we haven't got a lot about that yet, but it's very like hard for him to be around babies. So he's got a new nephew and this 2-month-old baby that is now living next door, and he's struggling with that. And I'm like, oh, I wanted the backstory. He's been scorned and loved before, so it's interesting. I just love how Stephanie Perry writes her small town romances. This might be only my second one of hers that I've read, but I really love Shield of Sparrows as well. There was another series of his that I'm interested in reading as well. The Calamity Montana series, The Bribe, The Bluff, The Brazen, The Bully, The Brawn, The Brood. I've heard that one's quite good. So anyway, that's where we're at. We've got 8 hours left on the timer. I'm hoping I can read this one and then the next one, which I think is Crimson Peak? No, it's Garnet Flats next. Oh, it's Crimson River Sable Peak. So I'm hoping I can read this and Garnet Flats today and get 2 more into that series, and I'll only have 3 books left. Okay, I'm really loving this book. I love Knox. Like I said before, he really started out and he was very grumpy and a little bit of an arsehole, but it didn't last long. And now he's the sweetest. Like, we're 140 pages in and they just had a very mature and open conversation about the fact they've kissed. They both are conflicted about it because they're both scared of starting something new with someone because of their past experiences. Knox opened up about his past experience, so we know now what happened with him, because he knew that if he opened up, it would make her more comfortable to possibly open up in the future, because realistically, for her it's fresher, so she's not ready to talk about it yet. And he understands that, and he's willing to wait. And they just had a really mature conversation. They're both like, look, like, this is scary for both of us, but we don't want it to stop. Like, if there's one thing that turns me on, it's communication. Oh my, I love them so much. Also she'd had like a few bad days or whatever, and she was at home just sobbing, thinking she's a bad mother, and oh my god, my eyes are burning thinking about it, because if there's one thing in this world, there's one group of people in this world who deserve more praise and who deserve more kindness and more support and understanding, it's mothers. Single mothers, even more so, because they are doing it on their own and they are doing an amazing job. I'm sorry, you can probably hear my radiator clicking, but I have so much respect for single mothers, especially the mothers who have had to make a horrible and very hard decision to be a single mother, because they know that it's gonna be ultimately the better choice, the better option for their child. And she keeps saying to herself, like, if I just answer this phone, all of it can go back. I can stay at home with my baby, I can raise him. But she knows it means she will lose a lot of her options on her making her own decisions for him, for what she believes is best. And so she's struggling on her own because she's wanting to do the best by her son. And I just love Memphis so much. She's trying so hard, she's doing so well. Like, why am I getting teary? I'm very passionate about this. But I'm just like loving the mature, open, honest conversation they've just had. And I really hope they continue to go down that route, because if they end up miscommunicating after all of this, that's going to be really annoying. No, because actually Knox is going to make me cry. The way this man is like stepping up as a dad. They're at Thanksgiving. And Griffin and Wynn are talking about Hudson, their baby. And Knox, and they're saying he's a morning kid, and Knox says, not mine, mine's a night owl. He's calling him his. I'm actually gonna burst into tears. Oh no, the page is stuck together. Oh no. Why is the page? I'm having to like rip it. Oh, I ripped it. Oh no. It's fine. It's fine. I'm actually gonna cry. I always love the stories where like one of the couple has like a really good family, and like the Eden family is really close and they're so lovely and open and loving for each other, and then the other one maybe has either not got a family or a really bad family, and then they get welcomed just so easily into this new family, and they're just loved immediately, and just, I love it. Like, that's one of my favourite non-romantic tropes from romance books, is just like the family time. I don't know. I cannot get over how sunny it is today. Like, yesterday was quite dark, don't get me wrong, but it has been pitch black, raining for like 3 solid weeks. I don't think I've seen the sun in like over a month, quite honestly. End of January and all of February so far has just been completely overcast and raining. So seeing the sun is quite jarring, but I'm so happy for it. It brightens your mood. I've got a matcha, it's sunny. I'm reading a great book. I am happy. Obviously I've got 80 pages left, so something has got to happen. And I have a feeling of what's going to happen, but I could be completely wrong. Well, I wasn't expecting that. Oh, that's awkward. That's really awkward. Stop. I literally love this man so much. Why am I crying? Because he's asked for a photo of the 3 of them together. Jesus. I knew this was gonna happen. It was giving One Tree Hill, okay? I had a One Tree Hill feeling about this. I was right. Okay, where are we up to? My camera literally died when I was on the last page of Juniper Hill. We are at 19 hours and 40 minutes currently, and it's 3:20. So we're on track to finish this around about 7:30, which gives me plenty of time to play some sort of game on my PC. I have not uploaded in the last 2 weeks. I was meant to mention this yesterday. Today included in that 2 weeks because it's been a very busy February on my days off of either resting or, I'm not busy when I'm resting obviously, but I have to prioritise rest. I do have a chronic fatigue condition. So I've either been resting or messing around, building and changing things on, like, basically me and my brother built a PC. And my brother Jody, I think he's built 2 or 3 now. So I bought all the stuff and then we built it over the course of like 2 weekends, not 2 full weekends, but like 2 Sundays. And then it turned out the motherboard didn't have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth and the graphics card at one point wasn't working. It was a lot, but it's working. She's beautiful. I will insert a picture here because she's gorgeous. I do want to get another screen at some point, and then once I get another screen and a webcam, I am planning on streaming on Twitch. So I'm hoping I can do that in the next few months, fingers crossed. So I just haven't had time to really film and upload like I normally would. Like, I haven't even done my January reading wrap up, and that's not like me. So I'm gonna just put January and February together. So yeah, I haven't uploaded. I do apologise. Anyway, camera died on the last page of Juniper Hill and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know what I'm rating it. It's a 4 point something. I don't know what though, because I haven't decided if I like Indigo Ridge more or Juniper Hill more. I haven't decided, because at the end of the day, I loved the lack of miscommunication the whole way through that story. The whole story, they communicated so well. They were so mature, they were so adult about it, and I was really here for it. That being said, where's the communication here? Where is the communication, Talia? Where's the communication, Foster? I love Talia as a character as well. She's really, in the 2 books, she's like the doctor of the family, but she seems just really like down to earth and fun. She loves kids. Okay, this book, Second Chance Romance. We've got Foster, who is a famous MMA fighter. And basically, so they were together when she was in college in Las Vegas. And then next thing she knows, he's like, oh, by the way, we have to break things off because I'm actually going to marry your best friend. Which, like, if I was Talia and a man did that to me, I would not have been, like, yearning for him for 7 years. Or at the very least, like, she hasn't sworn off men. This is the thing, she's not like a man hater, she hasn't sworn off men. She's just kept herself so busy to like get over the heartbreak, and it's clearly traumatized her for a while. Like, it's something that's been in the back of her mind or in her subconscious for a long time. And if that were me, and if I saw that man again, I wouldn't be like, oh no, I have to hide from him. I just would be unbothered, because I'd just be like, you're trash. I don't want anything to do with you. But she's so conflicted, and part of me, there's clearly okay, we have technically just found out the reason, literally the page that I've stopped on, or like the page before. I don't know. I don't think I could forgive that. I'm not gonna lie. But he seems to be a very persistent man. And what he wants is Talia, and I don't think he's gonna stop till he gets her. So, and she still seems in some ways open to it. Like, clearly her heart has been completely shattered, her trust has been irreparably broken, it seems, at this point, but I think he's gonna get it back because it's a romance and that's what happens. But if I was Talia, boy bye, I would not entertain this. I would have listened, because he's like, I just need to tell you why. I would have listened to his reason and said, okay, Still want nothing to do with you. You've tried. Bye. So currently, and I loved, listen, maybe it's the Edens I like, and it's, you know, because I loved Griffin, loved Knox, I love both of them. I'm not loving Foster right now though. And he's not an Eden, maybe that's why. Anyway, let's get into it. We have about 240 pages left, and we have 4 hours and 15 minutes left. So let's just get to it. I should turn my camera off. Oh, this just gets more juicy. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. This is awful. Wait, okay. Him and Vivian had clearly, it was working in Vivian's favour to marry him as well. And in my mind I was like, was she pregnant by another man? And the dad wasn't happy about that, so he was like, you're gonna marry this dude instead and pretend he's the dad. I don't know what to, oh no. I truly just don't think they're meant to be together. And don't get me wrong, I'm entertained. And I really like Talia. But I just don't think, like, I could not come back from this, personally. Oh, that's messy. Oh no. Also, I like how all of the books seem to be named after a place, but then Jasper Vale's just named after a person. But it fits. Anyway, I'm looking forward to the next book now. Okay, that ended up a lot better than I thought it would. Okay, and I love them also. It's probably my least favourite out of the 3. We're gonna go with maybe a 4 stars. I realise I haven't actually given you ratings for any of the books I've read as I finished them. Crossed was a 2.75 stars. Because it was so stupid for most of it, I'm sorry. But it was entertaining, I won't lie. Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, I think I gave it a 4.5. Juniper Hill is a 4 point something, but I haven't decided still yet if it's a 4.5 to match Indigo Ridge. And then I think I'm gonna give Garnet Flats, oh, I don't know, why is there like words on the back of this? That sounds so stupid, obviously there's words on the back of this, but it looks like ink is like rubbed off and gotten stuck on the back, like, anyway. It's either a 3.75 or a 4. I haven't decided, but I will have decided by the time this is edited, so I will give you all of my final ratings of the books that I read this weekend here. We're at 22 hours and 54 minutes. So I only really have an hour and 5 minutes. Shut up. I only really have an hour and 5 minutes left of the timer. So that's not enough time to read another book. And it's 6:30. And I now have a gaming PC that I haven't been able to use all weekend because I've been doing this. So I think I'm gonna cut it here because I don't really want to start a new book tonight. I know what the next book I'm gonna read is. Well, I really want to go on to Jasper Vale, but I have 2 books on my winter TBR that I want to finish by the end of February, because then to me that's the end of winter, and then March will be the spring TBR. So I'm gonna go on to Fairy next, but I don't want to start that tonight. I want to, you know, let my brain rest from the 4 books I've read over the last 2 days. And then tomorrow I'll probably start Fairy. So that being said, that is the end of this video. Oh yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the actual book. Did I really talk about any of the books very much? Juniper Hill, did I talk about it? Let's just do a wrap up. Yes, Crossed was a definite 2.75 stars. The audiobook ruined the priest for me, I'll be honest, but the priest also ruined himself for me, because I just find people naming their actions as like in God's name instead of just owning their actions annoys me, especially when it's a morally grey man. I like my morally grey men to be morally grey for their own selves rather than in the name of a deity. I don't know. It gave me the ick. I was just kind of like, just man up and own your own actions, you know? But I did kind of like how they ended up both being a bit crazy. They were a good match. Slaying the Vampire Conqueror, that was really good. I really enjoyed it. It was a really good like standalone. Obviously it's in the whole Crown of Nyaxia series, but it works as its own standalone. I think it works better if you've read the series to just understand the world you're in, because it's only like 350-ish, I think, pages. So you don't get a whole lot of world building. It's kind of inferred that you would know the wider world because you've read the first 2 books and novella. So you can read it on its own, but it makes more sense if you read it after the Nightborn duet. But yeah, really enjoyed it. Highly recommend. And then yeah, Juniper Hill, loved Knox so much. And again, like I already said, the communication, the maturity, just, yeah, that man was so down bad, not only for his woman, but for that little baby boy. And I wanted to cry 50 million times. So Knox, maybe we like him a smidge more than Griffin because he cooks. He's a chef, and like there was a moment where she was like, stop showing me charity, like I'm not a charity case, like stop cooking me food. And he was like, no, you don't understand. I cook food because I enjoy providing for people I care about. Me cooking food is making me feel good because I'm providing for someone I care about. It's showing my care through food. And I was like, I completely understood that, because a lot of chefs feel that way, where when they're cooking for the people they love, it's not like a chore, they enjoy providing good food for the people they love, and providing a good meal is them showing their love and care for that person. So, and him just being like, I'm gonna shut this down right now. I cook for you because I care for you. I provide you food because it makes me feel good to provide food for you because I care for you. And I loved that. And then Garnet Flats. I love Talia. She is one of my favourite of the Edens. I don't know what it is about her. I just love her. And I'm so glad she like found, I was gonna say I'm glad she found someone. She had found him in her 20s. But I'm glad that they did reconnect. Because even though he made some really stupid decisions, he made up for it, I think. And I can understand he was like what, 22, 23? He was young and stupid, came from a poor family, and felt like money made the world turn. And in a lot of ways it does. And he made a lot of stupid decisions. But at the end of the day, I think they've ended up better for them. Like, they've ended up in a better place, in a way, for them. I really like this series, I have to say. This is like such a fun, so easy to read. The romances are all unique in their little, like, in their different ways. And then there's always some like conflict, and so far all the conflicts have been very different. So I'm looking forward to the last 3 books in this series, I have to say. But now I'm confused which sibling it's going to be in Jasper Vale. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm probably going to get to that straight away next month after I read the last 2 books I need to read this month. That being said, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.